I've been writing a lot of scripts for the show I talked about wanting to make about a month ago. And I realized the most important relationship, or I guess dynamic to get correct, at least for the, proposed first season, is the antagonism between the older brother character and the main villain. I don't really like saying main character because I feel like it's an ensemble series. A lot of times people watch things that have a cast and want to like specifically pick out someone to be the lead when there just isn't a particular um, main character or just person who is the most important one. They're all essential. But with their dynamic, it's supposed to be a big deal because they both have ties to the grandfather character. One with this kind of like a sordid past, and obviously when you're the grandson of someone that you live with, you know them as well. They're both, I guess, in a way, kind of like the aces of their respective teams, where the older grandson is kind of deployed mostly when the younger one can't handle something, and then the main villain has his little sidekick, but he mostly comes out to deal with stuff directly if it's something she can't handle. They're both in a way fathers. Like the older brother is really, because of the large 12-year age gap between him and the younger brother, he's sort of in this quasi position of a paternal figure more so than that mentor older sibling thing. And with the main villain, he is the stepfather to a daughter, which is another parallel I try to draw between the two of them, that they have these people who are not their biological children that they treat in a very paternal and caring way. It's just that one of them, will try to treat others in a genuinely humane way, while the other one is murderous psychopath. But you get the idea. They both have some person that they have this parental type of relationship with, even if they're not the actual parents. And I was really struggling when I was kind of just deciding how often would they encounter each other. I've got about 5 or 6 instances of them just butting heads, which is really to just kind of keep building up the eventual final battle between the two of them, where there's a lot of history there. And it's hard to do that because I mentioned in my video, there's the whole thing of when you have recurring villains, how often can you use them? And if I'm introducing 6, 7, 8 of these in some 16 episode season, that means you got one every other episode, and then you have to decide, am I going to use this one again? Is this one going to be saved for a potential season 2? But with him, I really introduce him very early on. He makes about, I'd say, 9, 10, 11 appearances right in most of the episodes. So he's still around often enough and a big enough presence to where by the time you get to that last episode, it's not, some person he's only seen once or twice. This is a feud that has been building really since the season, or I guess the show by extension, started. So that's definitely going to be the hardest part of writing this, because I still haven't finished it all the way. It's just over the last 2 months, I've really been kind of kicking it into gear in terms of just typing and typing and typing and typing, because I always start with a little paragraph synopsis, and from there I start to write out the sequence of events in an actual order, where okay, this person will do this, then the B plot will start, and then this will happen in the A plot, and this will happen in the B plot. So with them, I've always tried to make it to where when they encounter each other, it's like this ongoing feud that's not going to end until one of them is probably deceased, which is what makes getting to that last part so exciting for me.